Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award-winning Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation, which I'm offering signed copies of on my website, ElliotOracle.com. It's time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the 3 animals are the rhino, the coyote, or the fox. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal's nudging at your consciousness, because that animal has your message. For those of you who picked Rhino spirit, it says overcome any obstacle. And rhino is all about charging forward, charging ahead. They're also one of the most ancient mammals. And so this could tell you that in order to meet the challenge that's in front of you, you're going to want to think back to your past. You're going to want to think about all the wisdom you've acquired. And maybe it's time to put that wisdom into action in order to charge through the obstacle that you're presented with. First card for Rhino is where it's best to place your focus. We actually get the Wise High Priestess. The High Priestess is the personification for your inner wisdom, your intuition. And those instincts are sharp. They're like a compass that's going to guide you unfailingly through any challenge. And sometimes people confuse their instincts with their feelings. They think, oh, I feel this way, so that must be where I have to go. That's my instincts. But instincts are deeper than feelings. Sometimes feelings will make you feel tight, anxious, nervous. And instincts make you more feel empowered, sharp, ready to act, clear-eyed. And so the High Priestess is telling you maybe to get below that layer of anxiety that you might be applying to your situation right now. And sometimes stress can bring that out. So this could be a time to get calm and centered, and also to tap into that inner reserve of wisdom that you've gained and worked hard for, and use that against the present challenge. And the High Priestess is also seated between the black and the white pillar. And this is saying that life is rarely ever just black or white. It's nuanced. And sometimes you have to hold 2 thoughts in your head that may not be in perfect agreement at the same time. And that doesn't mean that something's askew or the universe is imploding on itself. It just means that there's 2 different realities that you're needing to reconcile at this time. The second card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom. And we actually get the Lovers card. 2 major arcana cards for the Rhino, and the Lovers always has to do with connection. Sometimes the message of the Lovers with the angel is to balance out the different parts of yourself. You know, the man on the card, he represents your conscious worldly self, and the woman represents that emotional nature, your feelings, the inner sense of where you're going. And then also the angel represents your highest self, the super self, you know, if you will. And what this is saying is that you may need to lend the eyes of your inner angel to your current situation and see things from far above. This could also be a time where you're harmonizing your public self with your feelings and also with your spiritual mission at this time. And so there's a lot of deep stuff happening for Rhino here. The last thing I'll say about the Lovers is if you're feeling isolated or like you don't know how to charge ahead with the current challenge, this could be a card of seeking support and also really letting your loved ones provide the answer. And then the mythic archetype that could help you if you picked Rhino is actually Heracles or Hercules. He is the archetype of strength, and he is the one who faces the 12 challenges, the 12 labors. So I feel like Rhino is up against something this next week. There is going to be something that's a challenge, and yet you're strong, and you need to believe that. So the first step in you achieving what you want right now is the belief that it can happen. And Hercules might be just telling you to have courage, take strength, and believe in yourself at this time, and really put things into context. That is the Rhino. Next, we have the Coyote spirit, and this says, trust in divine detours. And Coyote's all about things not going according to plan. If you've ever watched The Road Runner and Coyote, you know, he's always the one caught with the stick of dynamite in his hand. He's always trying to sabotage the Road Runner, but it ends up blowing up in his face. So sometimes the Coyote can tell you to laugh at yourself, to be a little bit more humorous with things. But also Coyote could be telling you to loosen your rigidity about how you believe life needs to go at this time, and instead to really focus on things in the context of the big picture, which is, okay, maybe this isn't happening right now, but instead of me just, trying to throw a stick of dynamite at it and blow it all up and try to get what I want, maybe I just need to know that this is a divine detour and there's something better that's going to be around the corner, and I need to just let go of all this control. Because in the end, in the external world, you really don't have control. All you have control over is your response to it. So the first card we have for Coyote is where it's best to place your focus. And we got the Temperance card. Temperance is a card of self-care and healing. If you're feeling stressed, Temperance is saying stop, breathe, replenish yourself. In fact, the angel of Temperance is pouring 1 full cup of water into an empty cup. And this is a symbol of replenishment of the thing that's running on empty in your life at this time. So I really feel like this is going to be a good time to check within and to replenish that which feels lost. Temperance can also be a card of patience and moderation too. So this could just say nothing too much. That includes worry, stressing. This is going to be a time to dial it back. Whatever looks like it's lopsided or excessive in your life right now, Temperance is calling you to bring it back into balance. The advice from your inner wisdom, if you pick Coyote, is the 10 of Pentacles. And this is a card of stability and security. It's also a card of community, family, connection. And much like with the last message with the Lovers, that 10 of Pentacles could really be calling the Coyote to reconnect, to get involved with your community, or sometimes even just to reconnect with people that you haven't seen in a long time or that really fuel your spirit. 10 of Pentacles is always a solid card, and it could just be the message that you need to look around and see that things are actually working. You just might need to look at it from above. Again, we got that other angel perspective. And the mythic archetype that is going to help Coyote is the Gorgon Medusa. And she is the archetype that's so frightening to look upon that she can turn you to stone. And so you need the mirror. You need something to look at that's its reflection. And you might need to disassociate yourself from the stress or the worry. You might need to write it out and then come up with a strategy for how you're going to respond to it. Medusa will always have you take your fears, put them on the table in front of you. That's why we do tarot cards. They're a mirror. They show us what's really going on within us, and then we can recalibrate. So this is a time to disassociate from the thing that is sabotaging you and look at its reflection. And then finally, we have the Fox Spirit. And this says, think on your feet. And Fox is crafty. So this could be a time of ingenuity. It could be a time to get creative with your solutions if you pick Fox. And Fox is also foxy. So this could be a time as well to invest in your personal appearance or just make yourself feel more attractive right now. First card for Fox is where it's best to place your focus. And speaking of foxy, we got the Two of Cups. This is a very romantic card. Sometimes the Two of Cups could indicate that it's time to invite more romance into your life. The Two of Cups is also a card of partnership, and it's not always about lovey-dovey love. It can definitely indicate connection with friends or the people or, spirits that you really care about the most. But Two of Cups for you could indicate that this is going to be a time to really open your heart, work on your relationships, and also relationships hold up a mirror for ourselves, and they can really help us understand ourselves better by how others are reacting to us. So this could be a time to be more self-aware of how you might be coming across based on how you're feeling people are treating you in your environment. The second card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom, and we get the Hermit. So how interesting. One card is saying best place to put your focus is on building relationships. But the advice from your inner wisdom is also to reconnect within. And much like that High Priestess with the black and white pillar, here's a perfect example of the tarot giving you two different thoughts that are both true and that you have to hold into your head at the same time without feeling conflicted. This is a time to connect. This is a time to allow yourself to reach out, but it is also a time to seek quiet and balance that socializing with inner wisdom time. And the mythic archetype that's going to help you is the Horai. They are the Hours. They're the goddesses who guard the gates of Mount Olympus, the home of the gods. And so the Horai could be telling you right now that everything has its season. It's also a card of celebrating the season, being aware of where you're at right now in June, and really just soaking it in, enjoying what you've worked for. I feel like this could be a time for Fox of reflection. And it feels like reflection not only in the self, but also where you're at right now in the season of whatever season of your life you're in, but also in your relationships. It's really time to check into those things. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always check me out at elliotoracle.com. Otherwise, I will see you all again next week, so do take care.